So the lesson subject is a little bit shorter than usual, but it's going to be rich in examples. And welcome new friends, new members. It's great to see you here. Okay, I think we can start now. So, oopsie. So today we will have how to talk about reminders. And by that I mean how to talk about I remember this, or I will remember doing something, like using them with verbs. Before coming to the lesson, I kind of added a reminder that you should know about the verbal nouns, like all the mame suffix. If you don't know about them, that is fine. You will probably be a bit confused, but I will try my best to explain it for everyone. I will try to make it beginner friendly. So let's go. So first, we'll talk about our vocabulary. Okay? So we will have some 4 words, as I said, 2 verbs and 2 nouns. And of course, we will also talk about the related verbs like synonyms or other expressions. So our first verb will be hatırlamak. That's actually our main verb. Hatırlamak. What is hatırlamak and when is it used? Yes, exactly. Hatırlamak. Let me make this white. Hatırlamak is basically to remember. And there's something that is important. It is used in the accusative case. So it's basically hatırlamak, or depending on the vowel harmony, it goes like hatırlamak, i hatırlamak, u hatırlamak, and ü hatırlamak. It's 4-way vowel harmony. Okay. I see still confusion about the lesson and stream, maybe because I didn't do the usual reminders. Let me see. On mobile phones, Discord doesn't support full screen. I'm sorry for that. So you will have to stick with the small screen. You will keep it, like, you can make it full screen, but this time you will miss the chat. Like, you can use it on the full screen, but every time you need to read the chat, you will go back to the chat. But on the computer, however, on a desktop or laptop, you can click on the pop out option and it will make it full screen as a separate window, and you will be watching the stream and reading the chat. Okay, anyway, let's go back to our subject. And let's have some examples with this hatırlamak. Wait, I made a typo. Hatırlamak, okay. So, examples. Let's talk about sen, which means you. Like, I remember you. But as I said, this is used in the accusative case. It's seni hatırlıyorum. I remember you. Seni hatırlıyorum. Or if you talk about like, I remember this, like a specific event. This means bu. But when you use it in the accusative case, first you need a buffer and then bunu hatırlıyorum. I remember this. Okay. And let's have an actual example from a daily life. Üzgünüm. I'm sorry. Hatırlamıyorum. I am sorry. I don't remember. So that's how you use it. Remember. Hatırlamak. And of course, let's talk about related words. So we will have this noun version, hatıra. Does anyone have an idea what that means? I'm also reading the questions in the chat. Souvenir olabilir. Not quite, but related. Hatıra is basically memory. This is basically memory. Like example sentence. O şehirde, in that city, birçok anım var. I have a lot of memories in that city. One quick reminder about the plural. When I say birçok, I don't have the plural. So even though in English you say memories, in Turkish I say a lot of memory. Wait, I got confused and typed the synonym of that because I was also going to talk about anı. Let me quickly replace this. Hatıram var. I have a lot of memories. O şehirde birçok anım, hatıram var. So, in relation to this, there's also hatıra defteri. You know, memory book. So again, example sentence to this will be lisedeki arkadaşlarım. Lise means high school. So my friends which are in the high school or which were in the high school, I'm referring to the specific friends in the high school. That's why I use the key. Lisedeki arkadaşlarım hatıra defterime, in my memory notebook actually, my bad. Hatıra defterime hatıralarını yazdılar. My friends in high school wrote their memories in my memory notebook. Okay. And let's move to the next slide. So I will directly have a slide for this. I will just show you afterwards because this is also important. So there we go. Now the synonyms with hatıra and hatırlamak. Let me use my pencil. In the earlier previous slide, I instinctively, like without realizing, got confused or used the anı for this. Now you can see the reason. Anı also means memory. Anımsamak means to remember. And if we use the same examples, seni anımsıyorum. I remember you. Üzgünüm. Anımsayamadım. I'm sorry. Anımsa is the roots. You stop here. And then there's a buffer, of course. And then you put the a for the ability. Like anımsayabildim, positive. Hatırlayabildim, anımsayabildim. These are positive. Hatırlayamadım, anımsayamadım. I could not remember. Anımsayamadım. The ma is actually our negative suffix. So I'm sorry, I could not remember. So o şehirde birçok anım var. The same example. The only thing that is replaced is hatıra with anı. And then anı defterimde ya da hatıra defterimde çok güzel şeyler yazıyor. And yes, now Trabox. And first of all, this is my personal opinion. Maybe some another native can tell you something different. But in my opinion, from what I hear in my region, I live in the west side of Turkey. So in the west, we use anı more than hatıra. And that's why I, without realizing, typed anı before. Because anı sounds more common than hatıra. Okay, so we kind of prefer saying anı instead of hatıra. But when we use the verb, it goes the other way. Instead of anımsamak, wait, there's a K missing. Instead of anımsamak, we say hatırlamak. Yani when you use it as a noun, like I have memories, you should use anı. And when you say it as a verb, like I remember, you can say hatırlamak. Yes, Afyon is also in the west, like in the Ege, as we call it, like Aegean region. So this is not an official rule. Don't get me wrong, you can still use both of them. I'm just telling you like a tip from a native speaker. That's what we use it. That's more commonly how we use it. Like you will not be weird if you say hatıra instead of anı. But you will probably be sound a bit more old-fashioned. Especially with anımsamak. If you say anımsamıyorum, anımsamadım, anımsıyorum, you will kind of sound old-fashioned. There's also hafıza, which is memory, as in the capacity to remember things. Anyway, and I hope that answers your question, Trabox. There's no difference in the meaning, but in the frequency of them being used, anı sounds better than hatıra, and hatırlamak sounds better than anımsamak. Okay. So that was to remember. Now let's talk about the opposite, like not remembering, as in actually not remembering is not the opposite of it, it's just a negative. I am talking about to forget. Then how do you say I forgot or I will forget in Turkish? So we are moving now to talk about forgetting. And here we go. Now we have unutmak. I'm first saying the roots, by the way. Unutmak. Unutmak basically means to forget. And it is also used in the accusative case. So again, it's basically unut, like unutmak. I will not type all the variations of the four-way vowel harmony, but I will write the examples. So, bunu unuttum. I forgot this. I forgot about this. When you forget something, you in Turkish we say bunu unuttum. I forgot this. Doğum gününü unuttum. Doğum gününü unuttum. Also, maybe while you guys writing your examples, I will change the music. Then, no, it changed itself. So, doğum gününü unuttum could mean your birthday and his or her birthday. There's an ambiguity, if I pronounce that correctly. So, it could mean both of them. And that's why we actually consider these kind of sentences like erroneous sentences. In the technical writings, if there is something that is unclear, it will be considered like an error. It will be wrong. So while speaking, it is okay, no problem. But when you are writing it in a formal official text, you need to specify kimin doğum günü, senin or onun. Because doğum gününü unuttum could mean both of them. You should avoid this confusion. Anyway, dersi unutmadım. Güzel, Havla. Dersi unutmadım. I did not forget the lesson. I'm just putting this. Maybe I can also break them down for you. Like this. Unuttum and again unuttum. And if I say don't forget something, like don't forget it, you can simply say unutma. Do not forget it. Bugün çay içmeyi unuttum. Güzel. Bugün çay içmeyi unuttum. And now that actually brings us to our verbal nouns subject, like using it with verbal nouns. That should be a new subject actually, so, or let's make it yellow. Bugün çay içmeyi unuttum. So, we have this mame suffix, okay? In the last example, unutma, it also means negative, like do not forget it. But mame also means like the ing, like the gerund in English. So, yes, forgetting actually, like unutmak, to forget, unutma. First, that could mean do not forget it, or it could mean forgetting. I see sometimes confusion about this. First, the context will tell you if it is the negative or the verbal noun suffix. But also the stress, the intonation will also tell you. Unutma, I am stressing the root. Unutma, I'm stressing the ending. And welcome Mahmud. So, bugün çay içmeyi unuttum. When I have this me suffix, it now functions as a noun. İçmeyi unuttum. İçme, drinking. And now that it is a noun, I am adding the accusative ending again. So actually, I feel like slowing down the music a little bit. So and now let's put this instead. So Asif, by the way, I see your message right now. You should instead type in the thread, not in the main channel, because I will probably miss it in the main channel, so use this instead. Let me actually ping it for you. Yes, Asif, please use this channel. And doğum gününü unuttum. Let's go back to this part. Senin or onun, your or his or her, doğum gününü, doğum günü. Should I break this down further? Maybe I should. So, gün means day. Doğum günü is the noun phrase. Doğum günü. When you put two nouns together, you need an ending, at least for the second noun. So doğum günü, and the last ü is accusative. Senin doğum gününü unuttum. Ya da onun doğum gününü unuttum. So I'm reading the chat again. So içmeyi, yes, because we use accusative after a noun. Yes, Havla, yes. That's actually another subject about verbal nouns. Maybe I can quickly show you examples. I remember making a lesson about this, but it's been a while. Maybe we can repeat that again. Evet. Herkese iyi geceler. Thank you for coming.